Welcome back, dear students. So, in today's session, we are going to see about communication technologies. So, friends, generally we know that data transmission is the broadcast of any kind of information from one place to another place. So, in our modern computer terms, we are going to send a stream of bits or a bytes from a one location to another location using whatever available technologies are here. So, your data transmission here generally classified into two broad categories: wireless and wired technology. So, wireless technology and wire technology. Let's see what are they. So, in wireless technology, we provide the ability to communicate between two entities over a distance without the use of cables or any sort of physical medium. And in a wired technology, we are providing the way of transmission in which the data is sent from one place to another place through wires. Like major examples are your coaxial cable, Ethernet cable, fiber optic cables, etc. So one by one we will see what a wired network in which the wired communication is there, and the wireless communication, their absence of wire is there. So first we will see physical or wired communication medium. Friends, there are three types of wires: coaxial cable, Ethernet cable, and fiber optic cable. So these physical communication medium are used to transfer the data from one place to another place. First we will see coaxial cable. So in coaxial cable, you can see here you might know your example. If you need to bring a TV signal from an antenna to your house, what do you do? Yes, you can set up a network in your home. You can simply use a cable TV, cable modem. So what you are using here, you are using coaxial cable, which is simply called coax, which is nothing but a thick black cable, which is usually a cable TV companies installing in their different houses and their infrastructures. So coaxial cables, friends, you can see there here copper wire is there. Copper wire is surrounded by a insulating material, which is in turn surrounded by a outer conductor of a braided wire mesh. You can see in this diagram, enclosed with the outer jacket that is of plastic. The outside plastic isolation is there, which is not going to give you the shock, and plus it minimizes the electrical and radio frequency interferences. So friends, this coax originally designed to carry telephone signals from one place to another place, and nowadays it is used in our homes also, and it is used in local area networks also. So coax is consists of a copper wire surrounded by insulating material, which is in turn having a wire mesh and outer the insulation of plastic material. So coaxial cable is very easy, you can work with. Next is, friends, Ethernet cable is there. So Ethernet cable is a type of medium you can use to data transfer from one place to another place. Again, you can call this cable as a Cat5 cable. These are complete look like a larger telephone cables or modern cable you can use. And this wired device, again, you can connect to a local network for sharing your files and internet access. Next is fiber optic cable. Friends, in a fiber optic cable, or you can simply call a fiber, it is just a transparent thin fiber, usually made up of glass, or you can say plastic is also there, for transmitting of the light. And this fiber consists of a plastic cladding layer. You can say here it is a cladding layer is there, and it is made up of totally plastic, transparent one plastic or a glass. Inside core is there. So it is made up of glass is there, so means it's made up of silica. We use these medium for our telecommunication and networking, and they are easily movable and they are flexible also, and very important, you can bundle them as a cables. So these are very important network of cable. You can see inside a glass fiber is there, that is of insulating casing is there. So these kind of cable can be used as a cable television in the world's internets and the telephone system for the longer distances links are also, and exceptionally they are having a low cost is also low, so you can run for a longer distances. Next friends, we'll go to the wireless communication medium. So wireless communication medium is another further again classified into two broad categories, that is you are having short range and a long range. In a short range you can go for the infrared or a Bluetooth. For a long range communication you are having various examples like radio link, microwave link, satellite link, CGMA, GCM, GSM, and code division multiple access, which is nothing but you can call it abbreviation as a CDMA. So we'll see infrared, that is IR. So friends, IR waves or infrared waves are used commonly for a communication between devices which are close to each other. Friends, you can get the example of your infrared uses pulses of non-visible light to communicate between two devices, like our regular TV homes that we are having television. Remote control is example here. So remote control to a television or to a DVD player is nothing but the example of IR waves. So like the visible light, IR also having a wide range of wavelengths. Friends, the most of the mobile phones available in the market, they use this technology to transfer the data. What data? That is your voice and that services. So your portable devices like laptops are also there. They can also use, you can also use LAN without connecting them physically through wire, through this IR only. Friends, next is Bluetooth. So Bluetooth is a wireless technology used for connecting devices. Everyone in today's world is aware of this. So it again contains a radio frequencies which we are using for a very shorter distance, like say if you want to communicate in a one room or between a 10 meters, generally 33 feet you can say, and so you can communicate with the closer devices to transmit data, voice, and your text, images, anything. And plus this Bluetooth technology is now embedded, comes along with the cell phone, headset, your earpieces, your cameras, so you can communicate with them. The Bluetooth technology is overcoming the limitations due to the infrared technology by using the radio waves. So time to time you can use it. Next is friends, in the wireless communication or radio link. So another medium for again your data transmission is through radio waves. So these waves can cross a travel or long distances, and they can pass easily through wall, building, and even you can go outdoor communication also, indoor plus outdoor. Like you are listening your FM radios at home, because of this radio link only you can enjoy your listening radios by using this. So here we are having a connection between the two radio units or a two node, you can say, computers, where you can transmit with the larger distances, and the range of frequencies are also so much higher. So depending upon the frequencies, you can go from few meter to the hundreds of kilometers, no matter what the obstruction is come in between. At the low frequency they can travel in the any direction and any pass through any obstruction also. Friends, next is microwaves. So microwave communication is again a long distance telephonic communication. generally you know that radio link can pass through any wall or any obstruction or any barrier which comes, but microwave can't go like this. But microwave has advantages, like you can suppose, for example, if you want to set a tower of microwave tower, you can require to place on a small plot like a every 50 kilometer. Means you can go on the other hand, suppose setting a 50-kilometer optical fiber like places like mountain is a very hard some situation, and it can go very expensive also. So in that case, for the mountainous region, for the communication, you can go for the microwave, where it is inexpensive also, and you can easily communicate in an economical way too. So microwaves are convenient, you can directly plot them. Friends, next, if you're using a mobile phone in your continent, that is because of the GSM only, global system for mobile communication. Friends, you know that it is a very important digital cellular technology for transmitting of mobile and data services. Its feature is a SIM, subscriber identity module, where you can get a removable thumbnail size smart cards, where user can allow the on the network to store information like phone book entries. Even you can make a call, even you can send a SMS, short messaging services. So GSM provide a globally accepted communication services for your calling and data services. Next is CDMA, that is code division multiple access. Again, it is a wireless technology. Again, it is spread the information contained in a particular signal over a greater bandwidth, means you can get a better capacity of voice and data communication. Again, you are having carrier sense multiple access, in which you can get a control protocol, where you can, if two devices want to attempt for communication. So like we know that on an Ethernet cable only one device can send a data at any time, each device senses, but here it is not like that. Carrier sense, here they are going to sense a signal, device senses. If the line is idle, then only it can be used. If the line is idle, the device begins the transmission. At the same time, the other is going to wait, and they are going to get, if suppose collision occurs, that means the frame should be discarded, whatever the part of the data is there. So here carrier sense multiplication is a set of rules. You can get it how to network devices respond when two devices attempt when on a same channel. So it is a set of protocol which control the node, verify the absence of traffic before transmission. Friends, next is your client server technology, which is very important network model. So client server technology is a network architecture, what is there, in which each computer, you can say, on a network, either a client, either going to act as a server. So what are clients? Clients are nothing but your personal computers or workstations. And in the client is basically going to send a request the machine, and the server supplies the machine the data whatever, and they are going to connect in a local area network or a WAN. So client always initiate here dialogue by requesting a service, and they generally operate on different computer platforms. So that work as a separate client and server, which is but interlinked in a computer network. For example, any client can send a server a request, and they have to wait for a response. So like we are having Unix and Linux operating system, they are working on here. So clients may connect to one or more servers. So this is one of the most important network architecture. Hope you have understood it.